confidence, that quiet powerhouse driving us towards our goals, lighting up our darkest days, and pushing us through the toughest challenges. But what if I told you that the secret to unwavering confidence lies not in never failing, but in embracing ancient wisdom that teaches us to transform obstacles into opportunities? This isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about creating a mindset that builds real, lasting confidence from the trials we face every day. Today, we're unpacking how subtle shifts in our thoughts can dismantle the barriers we often unknowingly construct against our own potential. Let's delve into how we can rebuild our confidence, piece by piece, applying timeless Stoic principles to thrive in the face of adversity. Mistake number 1: comparison. One of the greatest missteps we can make in our journey toward achieving our personal best is the lack of clear goals. It's like heading out on a major journey without a map or destination in mind. Sure, you might see some interesting sights along the way, but chances are you'll waste a lot of time wandering aimlessly, potentially missing out on your true desired experiences. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living with purpose and intention. Consider the Stoic belief in living according to nature, which includes understanding your own unique strengths and values and aligning your goals with them. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." This sentiment highlights the necessity of setting a clear direction for our lives. Without this, we are at the mercy of external forces, which can lead us far astray from our intended path. Let's put this into a real-world context. Imagine you're embarking on a career change. Without a clear vision of where you want to end up, you might find yourself hopping from job to job, trying to find a good fit through trial and error, which can be both frustrating and demoralizing. But if you start with a clear goal, say to become a software developer in a tech company known for its innovative projects, you can tailor your efforts towards specific steps, such as learning certain programming languages, building a relevant network, or gaining experience in specific areas. Each step you complete not only brings you closer to your goal, but also builds your confidence in your ability to achieve what you set out to do. Aristotle's concept of telos, or ultimate aim, also plays into this idea beautifully. He believed that every human action should aim toward a good end, and that true happiness is found in fulfilling your purpose. In practical terms, this means setting goals that not only challenge you, but also fulfill a deeper purpose in your life. For instance, if your goal is to write a novel, consider what this achievement represents for you. Perhaps it's a way to share your unique perspective, connect with others, or leave a legacy. Viewing your goals through this lens can provide a powerful motivation that goes beyond superficial achievements. Moreover, clear goals help us measure our progress, which is crucial for maintaining motivation. Each milestone reached is a tangible proof of your capabilities. When you break down a big goal into smaller, manageable tasks, each accomplishment fuels your journey, keeping you motivated even when the road gets tough. However, it's essential to remain flexible in how you achieve these goals. As the Stoics remind us, we should not be perturbed by our circumstances, but focus on our responses to them. Flexibility allows you to adapt your strategies, learn from your experiences, and continue moving forward even when unexpected challenges arise. Mistake number 2: seeking approval. One significant challenge that often impedes our self-growth and dents our confidence is the relentless pursuit of external approval. It's a common human tendency, stemming from a deep-seated desire to be liked and accepted by our peers. However, this pursuit can lead us down a path where our self-worth becomes heavily reliant on the opinions and validation of others, rather than being rooted in our own values and achievements. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and to detach from what we cannot, chief among the uncontrollable being the thoughts and feelings of other people. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "I have to die. If it is now, well then I die now. If later, then now I will take my lunch, since the hour for lunch has arrived, and dying I will tend to later." This might seem a bit extreme when discussing seeking approval, but the underlying message is profound. Focus on the present task and let go of outcomes you cannot control. This philosophy encourages us to direct our energies towards our actions and choices, not on how these might be perceived. Imagine you're presenting a project you've worked hard on, and instead of focusing on the content and your delivery, you're overly preoccupied with how it's being received by your audience. This anxiety can detract from your performance, making you less effective and confident. However, if you shift your focus to delivering your best work, irrespective of the immediate feedback, you empower yourself to perform at your highest level. Aristotle also offers wisdom that can be applied here, emphasizing the importance of living a life of virtue and aiming for the golden mean, a balance between excess and deficiency. When it comes to seeking approval, the mean would be a balance between disregarding others' opinions entirely and obsessing over them. Aristotle would likely argue that a virtuous person values others' input without being dependent on it, finding self-worth from within and living in accordance with one's own principles and virtues. This approach does not mean that we should become indifferent to others, but that we should find confidence in autonomy and self-respect. It's about recognizing that while feedback can be valuable, it should not be the cornerstone of our self-esteem. When you base your actions on personal integrity and purpose, you create a stable foundation of self-worth that isn't easily shaken by external opinions. To transition away from seeking approval, start by reinforcing your own values. Ask yourself why you are pursuing a particular goal. Is it to truly fulfill a personal ambition, or is it to impress others? By aligning your goals with your personal values, you ensure that your actions are authentic and that they bring genuine satisfaction and confidence. While it's natural to desire approval, over-reliance on it can be limiting and destructive to our self-esteem. By adopting Stoic principles and focusing on living a life of virtue, as Aristotle suggests, we can cultivate a more balanced and self-affirming approach to how we view ourselves and our achievements. This not only boosts our confidence, but also enriches our interactions with others, making them more genuine and rewarding. Mistake number 3. Negative self-talk. One of the most pervasive and insidious habits that can corrode our self-confidence is negative self-talk. It's like having an internal critic on full volume all day, every day, critiquing every action and decision. This critic doesn't pause to give a pat on the back. It only points out flaws and failures, large and small. The Stoics, ever concerned with the art of living well, understood the dangers of uncontrolled thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Therefore, allowing negative self-talk to dominate is essentially letting weeds grow wild in the garden of your mind. Carl Jung also highlighted the impact of our inner dialogue on our psyche. The most intense conflicts, if overcome, leave behind a sense of security and calm that is not easily disturbed. This suggests that confronting and controlling our negative self-talk is not just a cosmetic fix. It's essential for deep psychological resilience. Imagine you're about to give a presentation. Instead of focusing on your preparation and the strength of your material, your mind is busy saying, "You're going to stumble over your words," or "You're not as articulate as your colleagues." Such thoughts not only undermine your performance, but also reinforce a self-image of inadequacy. Changing this pattern requires a proactive approach. Begin by observing your thoughts like an outsider. When you catch yourself spiraling into negative self-talk, pause and challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is it helpful? Often you'll find that your worst critic is based on distorted perceptions. Stoicism teaches us to embrace a more objective and controlled approach to our thoughts. Epictetus advised, "Don't be disturbed by mere appearances. When you find yourself beset by negative self-talk, step back and assess these thoughts. Are they based on facts or just your perceptions? Are they appearances that can deceive?" Here's a practical tip. Substitute each negative thought with a positive or neutral factual statement. For instance, if you think, "I'm terrible at this job," you can replace it with, "I'm still learning and improvement takes time." This doesn't just neutralize the negative energy, but also aligns your thoughts with reality, where learning and growth are possible and expected. By regularly practicing this shift in your internal dialogue, you can cultivate a more supportive and understanding mindset. This aligns with Jung's idea that integrating and overcoming these internal conflicts leads to a profound inner peace that's not easily shaken. Over time, you will find that your internal critic becomes an ally, encouraging growth and resilience rather than an adversary sapping your confidence. Mistake number 4, fear of failure. Mistake number 4 that can severely undermine our self-confidence is the fear of failure. This fear can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking risks or trying new things, which in turn stifles our growth and development. It's like standing at the edge of a pool, wanting to dive in, but the fear of the cold water keeps you rooted to the spot. You never experience the thrill of the dive or the joy of the swim because the fear holds you back. The Stoics offer a powerful antidote to this fear. They teach us to view failure not as a threat, but as an inevitable part of human experience, something to be analyzed and learned from, not feared. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." This perspective shifts the focus from the fear of failing to the value of courage and action, regardless of the outcome. Aristotle also provides a helpful framework for understanding and overcoming the fear of failure through his concept of the golden mean, the desirable middle between two extremes, one of excess and the other of deficiency. In the context of facing our fears, Aristotle would likely counsel finding a balance between recklessness and cowardice. The mean here would be courageous action in the face of potential failure, accepting the possibility of failure but not being defined by it. Consider a scenario where you're considering a career change. The fear of failing in a new field may be overwhelming, leading to endless procrastination and self-doubt. Every moment spent in fear is a moment not spent pursuing your potential new career. The Stoic approach would be to prepare as best as you can and then proceed with the action, accepting that failure is a possible outcome, but not letting the fear of it control your decision. To practically apply this, start by redefining what failure means to you. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of your worth or ability, view each failure as a stepping stone towards success. This is not just semantics. It's about fundamentally changing your attitude towards failure. Every time you fail, you have a fresh set of data to work with. What went wrong? What can be improved? What did you learn? This method transforms the concept of failure from a dreaded outcome to a helpful, if sometimes harsh, teacher. Embracing this more balanced view of risk and failure can liberate you from the paralyzing grip of fear. It allows you to move forward with your plans, whether it's starting a new business, writing a book, or changing careers, with the understanding that failure is not a catastrophe, but a part of the human experience. As you face your fears and take action, your confidence grows, not from the absence of failure, but from your resilience and ability to navigate and learn from it. Mistake number 5, the wrong company. The fifth mistake that often sabotages our confidence is surrounding ourselves with the wrong company. It's easy to underestimate how deeply the attitudes and behaviors of others can influence us. If we consistently spend time with people who doubt our abilities or disparage our ambitions, it can be incredibly difficult to maintain a sense of self-worth and drive. The Stoics understood the importance of choosing one's company wisely. They taught that we should seek out friendships that are based on mutual respect and shared values, rather than those based solely on convenience or superficial qualities. Epictetus advised, "Keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This guidance isn't about elitism, it's about protecting your mental environment like you would your body, ensuring it's healthy and positive. Aristotle also spoke to the character of true friendship and its impact on personal development. He differentiated between friendships of utility, pleasure, and virtue. Only the latter, friendships based on mutual appreciation of each other's virtues and a shared pursuit of the good life, are truly enriching and conducive to personal growth. These are the friendships that enhance our lives, push us towards our best selves, and inherently boost our confidence. Imagine working on a project you're passionate about, surrounded by people who constantly criticize your ideas, or worse, ridicule them. Now, contrast that with an environment where constructive feedback is given in a spirit of support and achievements are celebrated. The difference in your emotional and psychological state in these two scenarios can be profound. Choosing the right company is about more than just avoiding negativity. It's about actively seeking out and cultivating relationships with those who inspire and challenge you in healthy ways. It's about finding people who not only support your dreams but also push you to evolve and grow. These relationships create a positive feedback loop in your life. They reinforce your self-worth and amplify your personal power. So, take a moment to reflect on your current social circle. Are these relationships uplifting you, or do they leave you doubting your capabilities? Are your friends cheering you on or holding you back? Remember, it's within your power to choose whom you spend your time with. By consciously choosing to keep company with those who uplift you, you safeguard your mental space against negativity and foster an environment where your confidence can thrive. This alignment with Stoic teachings doesn't just protect your self-esteem, it enriches your entire life. Mistakes number 6. Neglecting personal care. There's a well-known Latin phrase that encapsulates this perfectly: mens sana in corpore sano, which translates to a sound mind in a sound body. This ancient saying highlights the deep connection between our physical health and our mental well-being. When one suffers, the other is likely to follow, which includes an impact on our confidence levels. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-discipline and control, which extends to maintaining one's health. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "Take care that you don't treat inhumanely your soul." This poignant reminder underscores that neglecting our physical health is, in essence, an inhumane treatment of our own soul. To the Stoics, the mind and body were not separate entities, but interconnected aspects of one's being, each capable of influencing the other's state. Aristotle, in discussing the concept of eudaimonia, or flourishing, argued that true well-being comes from a harmonious balance of the mind and body. He believed that neglecting the physical health impairs one's ability to perform virtuous activities, which are essential for achieving eudaimonia. For Aristotle, engaging in regular physical activity wasn't just about physical health, but was crucial for maintaining mental agility and emotional resilience. Imagine you're under constant stress from work and respond by skimping on sleep, eating poorly, and abandoning your exercise routine. These choices might seem inconsequential at first, but over time they degrade your physical health, which in turn impacts your mental clarity and emotional stability. You might start to feel lethargic, less sharp, and more emotionally volatile. Each of these feelings can feed into a cycle of negative self-perception and decreased confidence, further reinforcing the neglect of personal care. Conversely, consider a scenario where despite a hectic schedule, you make time for regular physical activity, eat a balanced diet, and ensure you get enough rest. These actions not only keep you physically fit, but also clear your mind and stabilize your emotions, making you more resilient to stress and more confident in handling daily challenges. To counteract the neglect of personal care, start incorporating small, manageable changes into your daily routine. Begin with something as simple as setting a consistent bedtime to ensure adequate rest, choosing nutritious meals over convenient junk food, or taking regular breaks during work for quick stretches or brief walks. These practices honor the Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature, which includes taking care of the body as the vessel that houses the mind. By committing to these healthy habits, you not only enhance your physical well-being, but also cultivate a stronger, more confident self-image. This alignment between body and mind, as advocated by both Stoic and Aristotelian philosophies, fosters a deep, intrinsic confidence that emanates from being truly at home in one's own well-cared-for body. Mistake number 7. Procrastination. This is a habit that many of us struggle with, sometimes without fully recognizing the damage it's doing. Procrastination isn't just about delaying tasks. It's a subtle thief that steals more than just time. It erodes our self-confidence through a relentless cycle of stress, guilt, and self-doubt. Each time we put off tasks, we're not only building up the anxiety associated with the eventual rush to meet deadlines, but also undermining our belief in our ability to handle responsibilities. Breaking free from the grips of procrastination requires more than just willpower. It requires a shift in focus and a strategic approach. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes control over one's own reactions, teaches us the importance of living in the present and focusing on what can be done right now. This principle can be especially powerful when applied to procrastination. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the entirety of a task, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Starting with something small and achievable makes the task less daunting and helps to interrupt the cycle of avoidance. Taking action, even a minimal one, can have a transformative effect on our mindset. When we complete even a small part of a task, we experience a sense of accomplishment that boosts our morale and encourages us to continue. This builds momentum, and with each step completed, our confidence in our ability to finish the job grows. It's about proving to yourself, with each small victory, that you can trust yourself to get things done. Moreover, this approach not only helps in overcoming procrastination, but also in developing a proactive attitude towards life's challenges. When we take immediate action, we reduce the mental burden of uncompleted tasks, which often occupy our thoughts and sap our energy. The clarity gained by dealing with tasks promptly allows us to be more present and engaged in other areas of our lives, further enhancing our overall confidence. The key to combating procrastination and rebuilding confidence is to start small. Identify the first thing you can do right now that will move a project forward, even if it's just sending an email or organizing your workspace. These actions might seem insignificant, but they play a crucial role in breaking the cycle of procrastination. By cultivating a habit of taking immediate action, we reinforce our self-discipline and gradually rebuild the self-confidence that procrastination has chipped away. Mistake number 8. Lack of clear goals. Without clear goals, it's like setting sail without a map. You might catch the wind in your sails, but you're just drifting, guided by the currents and whims of the sea. This lack of direction can leave you feeling unanchored, uncertain and hesitant in your actions, which in turn erodes your self-confidence. From a Stoic perspective, having clear goals aligns with the principle of living with purpose and intention. The Stoics emphasize living according to one's nature and rationality, which includes having a clear understanding of one's path. Seneca urged, "Our plans miscarry because they have no aim. When a man does not know what harbor he's making for, no wind is the right wind." This Stoic advice highlights the importance of knowing your destination in life, as it defines the direction of your efforts and gives purpose to your actions. Imagine you're starting a new business. Without a clear business plan, which includes specific actionable goals, it's challenging to measure progress or define success. This uncertainty can lead to indecision, constant second-guessing, and a reactive rather than proactive approach to business growth. Each of these can stifle your confidence as a business owner. Aristotle's concept of telos, the end or purpose, also emphasizes the importance of having an end goal in mind. He believed that every action should aim towards a particular end, and this end should ultimately lead to eudaimonia, or flourishing. By setting clear goals, you are defining what flourishing looks like for you, whether in your personal life, your career, or your relationships. Setting clear goals involves more than just having an end point in mind. It's about mapping out the steps to get there. For instance, if your goal is to improve your health, simply stating that you want to be healthier is too vague. A clear goal would be, "I want to run a 5K in 3 months," followed by a detailed plan of how many times a week you'll train and what dietary changes you'll make to achieve this. This process of setting clear goals and outlining specific steps not only provides a structured path to follow, but also boosts your confidence as you meet each smaller target along the way. Each accomplishment, no matter how small, is a concrete affirmation of your capabilities, reinforcing your self-belief and motivating you to take on further challenges. Establishing clear goals is crucial, not just for personal and professional success, but for psychological well-being. It turns the abstract into the tangible and transforms hope into action. By embracing the wisdom of both Stoic and Aristotelian philosophies, you can foster a more directed, intentional, and confident approach to life, keeping you anchored even in turbulent waters. Thank you all for joining me today at Stoic Journal. Remember, the journey to self-confidence is built on the foundation of intentional actions and overcoming the very challenges that seem daunting today. Each step you take is a testament to your strength and your commitment to living a purpose-driven life. Don't forget to check out the video on your screen for more insights into living with intention and achieving your personal best. Thanks for being here, and keep striving towards your true potential. Until next time, continue to cultivate your own garden of wisdom and confidence.